All right, so Skeleton Crew, the newest Star Wars Disney Plus TV show. Something about me is I am a massive Star Wars fan. It is my favorite franchise of all time. And another thing about me is I am a massive Goonies fan. I absolutely love the Goonies. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And the coming of age genre of films are one of my favorite of all time. So when I heard this was going to be a Goonies, type adventure in Star Wars, I was so hyped for this. And I just saw the first and second episode, and here are my thoughts about it. So a lot of people know that Star Wars has been very up and down with Disney. I mean, you had movies that people love and hate. You have TV shows like The Mandalorian that people absolutely love most of the seasons. And then you have TV shows like Obi-Wan Kenobi, which a lot of people don't like. This is something different, and I think Star Wars needs this. Obviously, right now, there's no lightsabers. Of course, it's only the second episode. I've only seen 2 of them. But this seems really different. This is suburban Star Wars. And when we get, later on into the video, I'll say, some of my other thoughts. But it is definitely different, which I think is a good thing for the Star Wars brand. As I said before, The Goonies is one of my all-time favorite movies, and I really like coming-of-age stories. So all these combined in the Star Wars universe, which like I said, is my favorite franchise of all time, is just really cool to see. I mean, we've never gotten to see this before in TV shows, in movies. We've never seen, like, the average school day of a normal, kid in the Star Wars universe. And it's really neat to see, what, kids go through. I mean, it's literally the suburbs in Star Wars. I mean, it's very different. I really respect Disney for doing something different. For the bad, there's really only about 2 things I have wrong with these episodes. The first one being, in the first episode, I mean, it really, really feels like Goonies inspired. I'm talking like some of the music cues you would hear when the kids were walking. I mean, it really reminded me of the Goonies, so much so that I had to remind myself a couple times that I'm watching Star Wars right now. And I have never ever done. I've seen so many Star Wars movies, so many Star Wars TV shows. I have never once had to tell myself, like, this is Star Wars. But in this show, I had to tell myself many, many times that, like, this is a Star Wars TV show. It's different. I guess I'll slide that into the negative category just because it feels so off of Star Wars that it really feels Goonies inspired. And for my second negative along with that is that the second episode is really short. And the first episode's it's a pretty good amount of time. So, just extending that second episode, because I think the second episode is actually better than the first one. I give the first episode maybe a 6.5 out of 10, and I'd give the second one maybe about a 7.5 out of 10. So I like the second one more. Just extend that a little bit longer. It's like in the 20s. For minutes, which is just too short for these episodes. So, those are my only 2 negatives. Overall, I think these first 2 episodes are really good. I give it a 7.1 out of 10, and they're really good.